Hey boys, welcome back to round 3 of our Dragons 2020 career. Going to be taking on the Sharkies and in round 3, like I just said. But yeah, we've started with 2 wins back to back. Wait, did we? Yeah, we did. I'm losing my mind. I literally just recorded those two games, and I've already talked about it in the last episode, but the freaking Ben Hunt debacle, the Adam Clune Ben Hunt debacle in that first episode. Let's have a look at this Sharkies lineup. It's a strong team on paper. Chad Townsend is rubbish, but Johnson has been very good for them. On paper, it's a very strong pack. Jason Bakuya is still in the team for some reason, but other than that, it's a tough team. When they play their best footy, they can beat. No, actually, I don't think they can beat anyone in the comp. Because the Sharks, were they one of the teams that didn't beat a top 8 team all year, or did they do it like maybe once at the end of the season? I think they were one of those sides. As Mulatalo gets absolutely barreled there by Jordan Pereira. I do like Mulatalo quite a bit, and I think I don't know. It's obviously with a little bit off topic here, but the Queensland team, Val Holmes, Kalen Ponga being out of the side now, I actually do think Mulatalo should probably get a wing spot there. I think he's a definite future Origin player, and I think this year he probably deserves a spot. I would love to see Mulatalo, go into the centres for the Sharkies, because Queensland needs some centres coming forward, dude. They don't really have anyone on the radar. Is a kick across field, almost perfect for Zach Lomax. We have switched the centre pairing around here. Excuse me, with Aiken on the right, Lomax on the left. Like I said previously, I just attack better to the left hand side, so I want to get Lomax involved as much as possible. But yeah, I want the Sharks to shift Mulatalo into the centres. Now, I don't know, maybe he can't play in the centres at all, but great play here. Lomax shugs away from a couple. He is going to score in the corner, and there you go. The decision to switch Lomax and Aiken has worked. I'm justified in that arrangement. Aiken might have done the same thing, but I mean, Lomax has scored a freakish try there with who was it? Pereira setting him up. The winger set him up. So great stuff. He does miss the kick, unfortunately. Just a little fatigued from the run, but yeah, Queensland needs some centres, dude. We need someone to go into the centres and show something. So Mulatalo, I mean, he's a big body. I think he could do it. I think he could do a job. I actually think, again off topic, but I actually think Branko Lee. I think he could be a bit of a shock bolter for the Queensland team. I actually like Branko Lee quite a bit, but that's enough. I've talked about the Origin stuff a little bit in videos. I'll definitely make a proper video. Is Matt Moylan is gonna score off the scrum? Oh, it was all too easy. I think it was Dufty came in with the knees late, but couldn't stop Moylan, who is Moylan. Honestly. He's still playing. I honestly don't know how he doesn't retire. I mean, he is getting on in age. Like, I don't know, he must be like, how old is he? He's got to be like 30, like low 30s now, isn't he? Like, he seems really young still, but he's been around for a long time. And unfortunately for Moylan, he's always been like a player who cops a lot of criticism, and I feel like it's a little unjustified at times, because I actually, when Moylan is fit and playing, I quite enjoy watching him play. I think he's pretty good. He can do some freakish things, but unfortunately, the later years of his career, he cannot get over his injuries. So, I don't know how long his Sharks contract is, but I feel like when that runs out, I would think Moylan will probably go over to the Super League. I wouldn't imagine an NRL team would sign Moylan, as that is a great play. Ewan Aiken, he got shifted and he scores a try in the right hand corner. That was just nice hands across the back line. I mean, the Sharks, they can score some points, but they not the strongest team in the comp, that's for sure. And they're going to concede a fairly simple try. Just nothing special about that play. We just caught them outnumbered them as Lomax with a great kick. It's going to miss. I thought it had the distance. I thought it had the perfect velocity, but it's just going to shave away and come up short. So 8 points to 6. We're keeping the Sharks in this with a couple of misconversions, but we're looking pretty good. Hopefully getting our 3 on the trot here as a pass. It gets knocked down. I don't know what happened there. Thankfully that was the last play of the half, but it could have been disastrous for us. So we'll go into the sheds with a 2-point lead. Not ideal, but not too bad, as Blake Brayley is gonna take it there on fourth play. Sharks a great chance to hit first points and gain a lot of momentum in this second stanza, because I mean, it's a tale of the tape with football. I mean, the half of football is a game in and of itself. I mean, very rarely, as it's going to be that man we were just talking about, Matt Moylan, off the bat down. Who was it? I think it was Mulatalo, was it? Who bat it down, and it's going to be a pretty simple try for Matty Moylan. But NRL, I mean, a half of footy is its own game. A team. It's honestly pretty rare that a team plays the full 80 minutes exactly how they play the whole game, so to speak. So if they play incredible the first half, there's always that little inkling. As that's a great ball again, Ravalaira. Beautiful hands back on the inside. Ewan Aiken. Oh, that was unbelievable. The pass from who was it? Was it Norman playing out there? I think it might have been Norman with the cutout ball to die for out to Ravalaira, and he got a great ball back to Ewan Aiken, and all of a sudden we hit back and up by 4 again. So like I said, the Sharks can definitely leak some points. What was I talking about? Yeah, halves of footy. Yeah, when a team comes out and dominates the first half, more often than not, the second half they just won't have the same intensity, and then likewise, if they come out pretty weak in the first half, the second half they just play better. So if a team can consistently play, as quality footy for the whole 80 minutes as they can, then they're going to go pretty well. And I mean, that's the big reason why the Storm and the Roosters, to an extent as well, not to an extent. I mean, the Roosters have been very good over the last few years, but that's why those teams have been consistently up at the top. They just play full 80-minute performances more often than other teams. And I mean, that's why the bottom, the biggest factor with the bottom teams is that they just play inconsistently for a period of time. I mean, the Broncos are the perfect example of that. Is Tristan Sailor tries to put the little kick. He just cops a little ricochet. Couldn't get the kick away in time. And the Sharks are going to come up with it. But, I mean, the Broncos, honestly, probably at the start of the year was probably more so, but they were in games. Like, they were taking it to oppositions in like the first 20 minutes, even to the first 40 minutes. The Broncos were somewhat competitive. They were somewhat in the game. And then the second half, it just went to rack and ruin. They just, who knows what happened? Fatigue, it's a big factor. Confidence, all that sort of stuff plays a factor. But yeah, just couldn't match the intensity they did in the first half, and just got piled on in the second to make it look like a disaster. But there we go. We get the win. So 3 on the trot. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.